What I loved about the Kairos course was how it walked you through God's redemptive purpose for all of the nations. I think in the back of my mind, I kind of knew that God intended his salvation to be for all peoples, but Kairos does a really great job of breaking it down, what that looks like individually in specific instances in Scripture, and just really backs up that idea. So I gained a global perspective from Kairos. It really changed my idea of who God sees as his people and who he's calling back to himself, and that's everyone.
When I first went through the Kairos course, it reinforced the passion that we as Christians should have for God's global mission of reuniting humanity back to himself. In the course, you learn throughout all of Scripture, God has been calling people back to himself and using his people to do that. And as Christians, we have the opportunity and the responsibility of helping people understand and embrace this global mission. I absolutely love this course because it not only rests in the theological and the scriptural understanding of God's mission, but it gets very practical and it also gets very personal. And so for me, when I took this course, I found it incredibly challenging to ask myself, how am I a part of God's global mission to reach all the world?
I really enjoyed all the teaching, and I also really enjoyed becoming a facilitator after I was a participant, because it allowed me to put into action what I had just learned and to mobilize other people into God's mission, which is a passion of mine.
One of my favorite things about the Kairos course was how practical it was. There were modules of the course that are more hands-on, and so it wasn't just about reading and doing homework and the mind or mental aspect of learning what God's mission was, but there were some practical aspects like putting into motion what you've learned, what you believe, and then reflecting on your natural responses to those actions, which is really impactful, and it helps you realize the possibilities of you actually becoming involved and actually taking a step into missions in some form or fashion. And I think that's immensely valuable for anybody to go through, whether they continue to do mission work or not, just to take that first step in experiencing in a safe environment what that might be like. And so I would highly recommend the Kairos course.
Kairos really changed me in the fact that it just opened up the idea of kingdom work, missions work as like what everyone is called to do, and that I have a piece in that, and I need to find my piece and then start working for God and for his kingdom, and just having that final dream of that every tongue, tribe, and nation will be there in heaven singing our praises to God and for what he's done for us. So that's my Kairos story.